about minus E1. So generally we have the relation that is V1 equal to minus E1, otherwise just wait, minus E1 I1 R1, and here E2 equal to V2 I2 R2. Okay. Then first of all I have taken flux as a reference, this flux as a reference, and the after because of this flux you are getting the primary side induced EMF, that is E1, and this E1 lags pi by 90 degrees. So if you reverse the E1, then you can get minus E1. So here, because of this flux, when this flux which links with the secondary side, the E2 is also induces here, the E2. So both E1 and E2, both E1 and E2 are in same pace. Both E1 and E2 are in same pace, and which are lags pi by 90 degrees, which are lags pi by 90 degrees. So assume V2 in particular direction here. Assume V2. So otherwise I will show you here. Just wait. So assume V2. This is the V2 here in the particular direction. Okay, assume V2 in particular direction here because we are discussing about to there is unity forfeiture load here. There is the load is acting on unity forfeiture. So unity forfeiture means the V2 and I2 are in same pace. V2 and I2 are in same pace. Are in same pace. Same pace here. That is the power factor will be 0. That is what about here. So the cos pi equal to 1 unity power factor here. That is cos pi means this you can take the pi equal to 0 here. Cos 0 equal what you get here 1. So then you can get 1 here. Okay, here you have to consider this I2 because that I2 and V2 are in same pace. Same pace in means in same direction. So so due to I2, so if you reverse this I2, then you can get I2 dash. I2 dash. So this I2 dash here. So before that, so while discussing the load condition of practical transformer, first of all we have to know the no load condition. Then we have to draw this no load condition. Then what you get here? So because of no load, you can get these currents like working component and managing component. And if you extend these lines here, if you combine these two lines, so then you can get what about here I naught here. And again, if you extend these lines here, again these lines, so then you can get what about here? So then you can get I1, I1 here. Okay, so exactly I1 here, then you can try. So this I1 here like that. So the same thing that I1 here only this one here. So because of this direction of this, with respect to this current direction, so the current direction will be like that. So this is I1 R1, I1 R1. So if you add this minus E1 plus I1 R1, so like minus E1 plus I1 R1, then you can get what about here? Then you can get to this one, this V1. If you add minus E1 plus I1 R1, they can get V1 here. So now you can write to the angles here. So the V1 and I1, then you can get pi 1, V1 and I naught, then you can get pi naught here. What about the pi 2? So the pi 2 will be on second side, pi 2 will be 0. So the cos pi 2 equal to 0 because the cos 0. This is the unity power factor. So unity power factor means the pi 2 will be 0 here since the pi 2 equal to 0 on second side here. So that's why both I2, that is what you get here generally, that is V2 I2 cos pi 2 here. V2 I2 cos pi 2 here. That is a P2. P2. On second side power. So V2 I2 cos beta, but cos beta this is the 0 means then you can get V2 and I2. So both V2 and I2 in the same direction, the same pace here. Oh, this is the purely resistive load here, purely resistive load. Purely resistive load here. So here the I2 dash is nothing but K into I2. Some books it has given I1 dash. మీరు ఆ విధంగా తీసుకున్న పర్లేదండి. But మీరు ఇక్కడ కన్సిడర్ చేసింది I2 dash. Okay? Have you understood this? This is the resistive load, Nana. Suppose if you write the inductive load, if you draw the inductive load phasor diagram, so I am adding only resistance of the winding. So this is the winding resistance. That's why I have added the drop, only voltage drop, that I1 R1, not I1 X1. But I have not discussed with that I1 X1 here. Okay. So let us take as the flux as the reference again, and then you can take this one. This E1, and you can this E1 lags pi by 90 degrees, and then if you that here, if you reverse that E1, if you okay, if you reverse that E1, then you can get what about minus E1 here. Then because of this flux, that E1 is the E2 is present here, E2. So both E1 and E2 are in same place. So with particular direction, so the V2 is present here. So that is what the V2, assume V2 as a particular direction here. But so we are discussing about inductive load. We are discussing about inductive load here. Winding resistance, not no magnetic leakage, here. Inductive load. Then what you observe here? Inductive means the current is lagging. If you take the current is lagging means you have to take this. The current is lagging here. I2. This I2 which lags E1 and E2. The I2 which lags E1 and E2 by how much here? Then you can observe it. Pi. This is pi 2 here. Okay. Otherwise, you can take that here. This one is V2. Okay. Otherwise, you can take this is the V2. Otherwise, you can take this V2 here only. This show you here. This is the V2 direction. This is the pi direction. The I2 which lags V2 by pi 2 here. Okay. And what about other things here? If you take this exactly I2, then if you reverse the I2, then you can get this I2 dash. I2 dash here. This is the I2 dash. But before that, you can get what about this is the I0. This is the combination of I0 is nothing but what about there is the working component of current and the normal component of current. So both are in the same place here. So if you extend this line here, then you can get this line. Then you can get I1. So combination of I1 is I2 dash, vector sum of I2 dash plus I0. So exactly I1, then you can get exactly current direction of I1. So this is the load component current, then you can write here, that is I1. Along with the winding resistance like I1. It's the same direction here. So if you combine this minus E1 plus I1 R1, then you can get what about here? This you can get this. This is V1. This is V1. Okay. This I2 lags V2 by angle what about here? Pi 2. That is what about lags pi 2 by. So this total angle. There is inductive load here. So here I2 dash is nothing but what about K into I2. So the V1 and I1, then you can get angle here, Y1. So V1 and I0, then you can get what about here, Y1. Okay. So this is the inductive load. This is what about here, inductive load. So coming to capacitive load. Here. So otherwise I will draw here. So here I'm drawing here. Let us take a plus as a resistance. And what about here? So this one is E1. Same thing. This is lags by 90 degrees here. And what about here? Here that is if you reverse E1, then you can get what about here? Same thing. Minus E1. Minus E1 here. Minus E1. So here because of this flux E1 and okay minus E1, then here has to be changes the I2. So that I2, then what you get here? Then the V2 has to be changes here. Then what you get, the I2 will be coming to capacity load. The I2 has to be changes here. This is the I2. So why? Because this E2, because of some voltage drop, because of some I2 R2 voltage drop. By the way, I forgot to draw here one here. Why? Then what you get here? Uh, uh, then the I2 will crosses here I2. So exactly opposite direction. What you get here? Exactly. If you reverse I2, then you can get I2 dash. I2 dash here. I2 dash. So you know that this is the I naught. If you combine this I naught here, this is the I mu. And what about here? IW. So here you can take. If you extend this line here, then uh, this one line, and if you extend this line here, then you can get this drop. This is what about here? I1, 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 I1 here. So exactly same direction here. The I1 will be like that. This is I1, R1. So if you combine these two, this one. So if you combine this minus E1 plus I1 R1, then you can get what about V1 here. So along V1 and I1, then you can get this the phi 1. So V1 and I naught, then you can get what about here? Phi naught. Phi naught. So these are the phasor diagrams of practical transformer under load condition with binding resistance, but not reactance. I am not consider the reactances here. You also consider I1, X1, but I am not considered here. Okay. So now we'll see what are those phasor diagrams will be there. Oh, these are already mentioned. Oh, this is the magnetic leakage. Already I explained here. So what is the use of magnetic leakage? So there is due to that. So this is the transfer with the magnetic leakage here. This is what about here? Transfer with magnetic leakage flux. Generally, transfer with magnetic leakage flux here. In case of ideal transfer, it has been assumed that all the flux linked with the primary winding and also links with the secondary winding here. Secondary winding. Okay, there is what about here I1, V1 and I2, V2. But what you get here? So here while doing like that, you can see. So but the flux is linked with the primary, does not link with the secondary. But part of which some flux will be leakaged. Some flux will be leakaged here. The flux will be leakaged through the air, which circles surround the core or which circles around the core here. So the flux is called as what about leakage flux. Leakage flux. So this leakage flux which links with the primary, this leakage flux which links with the primary, not secondary. Similarly, so there will be some flux will be leakage through the air around the core or secondary side. There is what type of flux? There is the leakage flux with respect to secondary. This flux which is linked with the secondary, not with not links with the primary. So simply I can say that the leakage flux is the flux which links with either primary or secondary, but not both. But not both. Okay, that point you have to remember. So the one point is there. So that is what about the leakage flux is the flux which links with either primary or secondary, but not both. But it is not having any role for transferring power. Well, transferring power one circuit to other circuit. One circuit to other circuit. You always remember the pi L1 and pi L2 are current dependent. Because of this current, the flux has to be created, but some amount of flux will be leakage through the air. But what about the main flux? This is the voltage dependent here. Because of this voltage, so this voltage which causes the current. So when this current which produces, when this current which flows through the winding, the flux is present here. The flux is that's why the flux is this main flux is always voltage dependent. Voltage dependent. So this pi L1 and pi L2 are the I1. So current depends because current dependent means what about I1 and I2 respectively. Okay. So how pi L1 and pi L2 and pi L, so these are all. So this flux is which is in time phase with that. So produce self induced EL2. So finally you can get what about here? That is EX1 which is equal to that is I1 EX1 which is I1 into EX1 which is equal to what you get here? Then what you get here? That is generally sorry here that is I. then I1 R1 plus J into I1 X1. Because what here, generally we have V1 equal to from this relation. So from this relation, V1 equal to minus E1, there is a vector sum J I1 X1. So similarly, E2 equal to V2 plus I2 J of I2 X2 here with this relation. But we know that what about here, V1 equal to minus E1 I1 R1. So if there is no manual leakage flux, but if the manual leakage flux is considered, then the reactance is comes into picture here. That's why I have added this total thing here. I added this total thing, then here also that E2. So similarly, that E2 that is equal to V2 plus I2 R2 J I2 X2 here. So if you add this resistance here, so this is R1. If you add this resistance here, R2, then you can get these two relations here. If adding these two resistance, this one, if adding this resistance, this one here. Okay. Now you can observe here. So we will get these all things here. So then if you get this R1 and X1, then you can get Z1. So finally we can get what about V1? That is V1 equal to minus E1. That is what you get here. That is the E1 of I1 of R1 plus JX1. So then E2 equal to V2 plus I2 of R2 plus JX2. Okay. So here in that, then V1 that is equal to minus E1 I1 Z1, because of this total thing is what about here Z1. So similarly X2 R2, that is I2 of R2 plus X2 is nothing but what is here, E2 that is equal to V2 plus I2 Z2, this total thing. Okay. Here these are the voltage equations, and these are okay. Already we have discussed in last class, but we have to know. So then you can, after knowing these winding resistances, then here also you have to transfer the all things here. Then what you get here, there is the condition that must satisfy, that referring the leakage reactance from one winding to another, the per unit reactive drop should be retained same here. The per unit reactive drop here. So how to get this here? Generally we have the relations V1 equal to minus E1 plus I1 Z1. So I1 Z1. So what you get here? There is I1 Z1 here. Okay. Then what you get here? Generally we have this is the, what about the concept is what here? Just see. Okay. So here so please be patient, I will complete in 5 minutes. V1 equal to minus E1 plus I1 Z1. So first of all, as per my knowledge, we have to know this. Generally, we have this is the reactance. Here also we have reactance. This is I2. Here V2. So this is X1. Here X2. But in that we have, because of these fluxes, some flux will be leakage here, E1, and what about along with EX1? Here E2 along with EX2. So then I have to compensate this E1 and EX1, means I have to take this I1. Here this is the source. This is the V1. So then I1 x1 which is equal to this I1 x1, this I1 x1 which is equal to this Ex1. From that I will write you here Ex1 by I1. So similarly here also x2 equal to E x2. Otherwise this is EL1. Otherwise you can write EL1. Here EL2. So that is EL1 and EL2. So this EL2 by x2 I2. Sorry, like that. So here also there is a E2 equal to. Otherwise there is a V2 equal to E2 equal to V2 plus I2 Z2. Okay, these two relations. The condition that must satisfy that referring leakage reactance, referring leakage reactance from one winding to another, so that the per unit reactance drop should be retained same. So that is what about here. So the condition that you just write here, the condition that must satisfy that referring the leakage reactance. I am going to refer the leakage reactance here. I am going to refer the leakage reactance from here this side to this side here. Like just I am going to consider the here and here also extra. That is what about here. This x2 dash here x1 dash here. X2 dash and here x1. So the same thing I am writing here. Here there is per unit reactive drop before transfer. Per unit reactive drop before transfer. Before transfer here. Before transfer, that is equal to per unit reactive drop after transfer. Per unit reactive drop after transfer. After transfer here. Okay. Then per unit. So the per unit primary reactive drop. The per unit primary reactive drop is what here? The per unit primary reactive drop. What about the per unit primary reactive drop here? That is equal to I1 x1 by E1. So similarly, per unit secondary reactive drop equal to I2 x2 by E2. E2. So just I am transferring the secondary to primary and primary to secondary like that here. So there is what about here? Again, secondary to primary. And transferring this per unit reactive, per unit primary reactive drop from secondary to primary. Otherwise, so secondary to primary means that is what you get here. Here, secondary to primary means that is I2 for secondary per unit secondary per unit reactive drop is what here? I2 x2 by E2. That is equal to I1. So that is what you get here. So that second, so the reactance has to be this is the x2 has to be transferred to primary side. That is what here. Then you can get x2 dash. I1 x2 dash by E2 E1. I1 x2 dash by E1 here. So that I1. So here E1 is the same thing here. But what about the x2 dash? So the second side reactance has to be transferred to the primary side. That's why secondary. So the per unit reactance, the leakage reactance, the per unit leakage reactance can be transferred from secondary to primary. Like I2 x2, secondary side is same I2 x2 by E2, same thing. But coming to primary I1 x2 dash by E1 here. So from this I can write here what you get here, that x2 dash which is equal to E1 by E2, and what about here I2 by I1 into x2. But E1 by E2 and I2 by I1 according to voltage transformation ratio, E2 by E1, I2 by I1. Okay. And what about here? Then what about here that I2 by I1. That is not I2 by I1. That is I1 by I2. Sorry, I1 by I2. That is N2 by N1 equal to K. So just forget about this N2 by N1. So E2 by E1 equal to K and I1 by I2 equal to K. But here represent E1 by E2 and I2 by I1. Then what you get here? This is 1 by K into 1 by K into X2. So finally you got what about here? X2 by K square here. This is the X2 dash is nothing but what about here? So this is the X2 dash. That X2 dash is nothing but that is the equivalent reactance when referred to. That is what about that is the total. That is the total. That is the equivalent reactance referred to primary. Equivalent reactance referred to equivalent leakage reactance referred to primary. Equivalent leakage reactance referred to primary here. Okay. And what about the primary to secondary? Primary to secondary here. That is I1, X1, primary side. So primary side is same thing. I1 X1 by E1. There is no difference on primary side. But transferring the reactance, this I am transferring this reactance on secondary side here. On secondary side means what you get here. Then you can observe. That is X1 will changes to X1 dash. Then what about here? I2 will be I2 same secondary side current. And what about secondary side induced EMF E2? Same thing. From that term, that is what that is X1 dash is nothing but X1 dash that is E2 by E1 into and I1 by I2 into X1. But E2 by E1 equal to what here? E2 by E1 equal to K and I1 by I2 equal to K. Then K into X1. Then K square into X1 here. So then X1 dash equal to K square into X1. Then therefore X1 dash equal to K square into X1. So here X1 and X1 dash here. So that is what you get. X1 dash is the leakage. This is the equivalent leakage reactance when referred to what here? Secondary side here. So therefore the total leakage reactance when referred to primary. Total equivalent leakage reactance. Total equivalent leakage reactance when referred to primary. When referred to primary, that should be represented by X01, X1 plus X2 dash. So X1 plus what about the X2 dash here? X2 by K square. Or this one. So similarly, secondary side here, that is X02, that is X2 plus X1 dash. That is what you get here, X2 plus K square into X1 here. K square into X1. So by the way, have you understood these points, dear students? Okay, with this I conclude my lecture because we have a phasor diagram. So we have this phasor diagram. So here I am adding this I1 X1, here I also I1 X1 and I1 X1. Okay, this is the I1 X1, this is the phasor diagram. After this I will discuss with you these phasor diagrams and equivalent resistance. That is here you can see there is X2 by K square and X1 equal to K square into X1. Already these all slides are have added here, but you have to know. So this is R1 plus R2 dash is R01, X1 plus X2 dash X01. This total thing is Z01. So already I added, but so this is the equivalent circuit. Okay, but I will discuss you later if the time is possible here. So if you have any doubts, you just ask me. So just wait, I am going to take that attendance. $56 కెళ్ళి 50 parts వరకు వచ్చారండి, including me. This is not fair అండి. Okay, if you have any doubts, you just ask me. If you don't have doubts, just leave that group. Thank you.